Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week for Idle Heroes we have ourselves a lot of changes. Some of them for the greater good, some of them pretty bad, and others, well, they're quite informative as to what you should expect now as a free-to-play player, which is wonderful, because a lot of free-to-play players need a help with a tiny few things, and it looks like DH Games have started to listen. But at the same time, they've decided to kick spenders in the balls. Unless you live in Australia, in which case it's party time. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, stay tuned. Let's go check out this week's event. Before we check out the event though, let me remind you about Patreon. It's a way that you can support the content I make financially and also potentially get account reviews back in return if you sign up on Tuesdays. Those of you that have tried to sign up might realize you need special permissions to have account reviews, and Patreon is one of those ways. This week, we've had a massive load of people that have decided to back me. Shout out goes to Mioka. We have What Does Pot of Greed Do? Love that name. We have Moonsray, we have Nightmare, and we have Aiden. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want to get yourself an account review, hop on down to our Discord, join us on a Tuesday, and that will be all you need to do. Anyway, folks, let's hop into this week's event for Idle Heroes. So, every day for logging in, folks, we're going to get our usual stuff, and that's 15 pickaxes and a super wishing coin. We do indeed have a Sky Labyrinth event this week, so this should be no surprise whatsoever. So pretty much make sure you log in every day to get all your pickaxes to complete Sky Labyrinth. Now, we have our usual things this week, which is our value packages, although those of you that do not live in the United States will notice a tiny change. DH Games have decided to increase the price of Idle Heroes packages to make them more representative of the current world economy. Some of you will enjoy these new price changes. For example, if you're from Australia, prices have massively improved, which is good because Australian prices were totally out of whack. Although, if you live anywhere where your dollar to your currency ratio has changed, so for example in the UK, the dollar to pound keeps getting worse, you will notice your price now has also gotten worse to the point where it's 1-to-1 on costs. You'll notice that a $99.99 package, if you live in the UK, is £99.99. One key thing I want to let you guys know before you get totally outraged about this is that for UK packages, legally, the price needs to include value-added tax or goods tax or whatever you call it in your country. For Americans, though, on their $99.99 package, they don't get that added into the price until they go ahead and purchase it because it's different from state to state. So it actually works out as the same amount for UK users compared to American users. It's just that we get our 20% VAT added into the price, and then when we buy it, that price remains the same. As I said, though, with American players, their price is increased after they click it. So it's just a change in price point that is important for you to know about because VAT is a thing that affects our price and is why it's higher. That said, though, I don't know if DH Games is going to change the price if the pound is doing better than it currently is. It's very convenient they've changed this because the pound at this current moment is the worst it's ever been compared to the US dollar in a very long time. And I imagine a lot of your currencies are also like that. So it's very convenient that the prices have changed. But of course, if the prices are changing so drastically, it also means that DH Games are going to not make as much money on packages as they used to. So they're kind of stuck in a catch-22 where it's like, okay, we're losing money because we're not making as much on packages as we were, but at the same time, if we increase prices and the economy changes, then everyone's going to be really angry at us. Oh wait, everyone kind of already is really angry, although changing the prices to improve their income might absolutely backfire. Those of you whose cost of living has increased, well, your Idle Heroes price has increased as well, which honestly might just be the final straw on the camel's back that's made you stop spending Idle Heroes, because I know people are already stretched on food and fuel prices that honestly, increasing the price of Idle Heroes might just make you stop spending entirely. I've already heard from a lot of heavy spenders and whales that they are boycotting spending until DH Games changes the prices back. And if you want to join that solidarity movement, go ahead, because honestly, I'm pretty certain I'm not going to buy anything this week either. If we look at the value packages, we have the exploration package right here. This is going to give you double rewards from Sky Labyrinth, not including the special currency we'll take a look at later. And it's going to give you 10,000 gems, 100 pickaxes, 200 wishing coins, and a bonus in the Sky Mall privileges. So what is the Sky Mall privilege? Well, it's this. The Sky Mall is pretty much a way that you can get yourself wood and Masters Toolboxes, and this is amazing. Straight up, free-to-play players get hype because this is something you never get. Masters Toolboxes are one of the biggest pains in your free-to-play ass. If you go to the Celestial Island and you try to upgrade something in your residence, you might realize that upgrading the level of something can and will eventually cost Masters Toolboxes. Ironically, if you're a spender, you probably have way too many Masters Toolboxes because they give them out loads, but they're always behind a paywall. So funnily enough, spenders have too many of them, and free-to-play players never have enough. So finally, free-to-play players do have another opportunity to pick them up, and the one question people are asking more than anything else, which is the main question we'll be answering today, is should you use your wishing coins because it gets you these star points, which in return will get you Masters Toolboxes. Now, normally the rule, if you want to go ahead and spend your wishing coins, is do this if the rewards you get will get you an artifact. And the reason we say that is because artifacts are typically hidden behind paywalls, are very powerful, and allow your heroes to go to the next level to complete certain game modes. But annoyingly, all of those things are true about Masters Toolboxes as well. Improving your Celestial Island progress and giving your tenants better bonuses to the homeowner obviously results in a more powerful homeowner and therefore allows you to clear things which you can't already clear. So free-to-play players absolutely want to get their hands on Masters Toolboxes. Fortunately though, there are ways to get them without spending wishing coins, so we're going to begin our breakdown by looking at Sky Labyrinth. Those of you that are familiar with Sky Labyrinth will know that you can typically expect to get to floor 6 or floor 7 as a free-to-play player. By getting to floor 6, you will get yourself 90 of these star points, and floor 7 is an additional 15 for 105. So we're going to run those two circumstances, and I will tell you what I will do in both of those events. So let's suppose you get to stage 6 if you're planning to be free-to-play this week, which, let me remind you, most people are because a lot of people are boycotting spending until DH Games change the price. Let me just say that again. We are boycotting spending. So, well, some people are boycotting spending. Also, actually, you know what? Let me draw your attention to this little thing. Maybe I won't boycott this. That's a $1 pack that gets me 3 pickaxes in case I fuck up. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's thumbs up from me. I like that package. I'll happily buy that for $1. Let's talk a little bit about the Sky Mall. So if you get to 90 points, which is stage 6, you'll notice you are then 6 points away from 5 more Masters Toolboxes. Annoyingly, if you go to the wishing coin, you'll also see if you spend 50, you get 5. So that's 95, which means you're 1 away from this. DH Games aren't silly. They'll know that you'll spend another 50 wishing coins, get to this point, grab your star points, and ta-da, you made it to 96. Now that's one option. You could go ahead and spend 100 wishing coins, happy days. You could also spend none and just cut your losses and get 15. So, get to stage 6 is 15 Masters Toolboxes. Do 100 coins, that unlocks you another 5 Masters Toolboxes. Seems like good value. You could carry on going though, and if you decided to, there is a good chance you can get to 120. In fact, it's guaranteed because, I mean, look, you'll get to 100 by getting these, so that is the final 20 you need. So that's going to take you to 120, and that's going to get you 5 more Masters Toolboxes. So getting to stage 6 in Sky Labyrinth and 100 coins is that, and then you get a further 5 if you want to go all the way up to do 300. And do a full complete. Now, let me remind you real quick, because a lot of people sometimes forget this, especially if you haven't unlocked it and you're a brand new player. Always spin for 80 is 100 times, because actually it means you only need 80 coins to do 100 spins. So you need really 240 wishing coins. But at the same time, it's only really worth it if you're willing to risk not getting an artifact in the future during an event that needs your wishing coins to do that. So I know a lot of people will still just say, nope, I'm not even using 100 wishing coins, I'm just going to get to 15. Another option, let's go back to the Sky Labyrinth, is to go and do another stage in here. If you're lucky enough, you will be able to spend more gems and get to the 7th floor by buying your pickaxes. The only way this can be done is if you log in every single day, and you do get a little bit lucky. But for a lot of people, this might be doable, and that gets you 105 star points. So with 105, you're guaranteed to get to 96 in the Sky Mall, which gets you 20 Masters Toolboxes without spending anything that could be used to get you an artifact in the future. Further to that, you could push this a little higher. You'll be on 105, so you can get yourself 15 points by doing 200, because that's going to get you 20 from here, and that could take you up to 120. But then you know what I want to do at that point, because really you'll be on 105, is keep going and try and get to 145 with another 200 coins, because then you'll get 7 Masters Toolboxes. So there are some more options. Basically, go to stage 7 and do nothing to get 20, do a little bit to get 25, or just carry on going, do 400 wishing coins and get an additional 7 to get you 32 Masters Toolboxes in total. That does require you to use 400 wishing coins though, so it might be a little too heavy for most people. Now, those of you that do decide to spend and buy this package will get 100 mithril pickaxes and can therefore expect, if you get reasonably lucky, to get to stage 11 or 12. Let's suppose you get to stage 12. That's 12 times 15 star points. That'll get you to 180. 2 full completes on the wishing coin will then take you up to 240, giving you 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, which is 25 plus 35, which is 60 Masters Toolboxes. But funnily enough, if you had to turn around to me and say 60 Masters Toolboxes for buying a measly package, sounds kind of crap, right? Well, fortunately for you, you do unlock the extra rewards as well, which is going to get you fine wood, hard rock, and more importantly, more Masters Toolboxes. So that's going to take you up to 120 Masters Toolboxes, which is actually probably a lot more reasonable. But then again, that's 120 Masters Toolboxes if you use 480 wishing coins. Now, would I go ahead and spend $100 and in the process jeopardize the chance that I pick up an artifact in a future event? No, I absolutely wouldn't do this at all. In fact, I'm not even inclined to buy this package at all. So I just want to put that out there. But those of you that did want to spin, I would probably cut off at 240. I think 480 wishing coins is more than enough for this event. And I think going beyond that, I know it does give exponentially increasing rewards, and I know it doesn't just give Masters Toolboxes. I'm fully aware that it's giving Celestial Island resources, but by this point, unless you want to go ahead and buy more pickaxes, the only thing you can use to push yourself ahead is wishing coins, and I just cannot justify that. Free-to-play players, for example, the reason I say you should probably stop at 144 and the 400 coins as a maximum is because the only way you can further improve your progress is by just exclusively using coins. And in my opinion, it's just not worth it chasing your wishing coins for something that, I mean, here's the thing. If DH Games are willing to give Masters Toolboxes as free-to-play things now, it means that they are going to do it more in the future. I said in a video a while back that the one thing DH Games don't give us enough of is paywalled items to free-to-play players, Masters Toolboxes being the main one. I've spoken to some free-to-play players who said they've only ever got 15 Masters Toolboxes in a year of playing. It's ridiculous. So hopefully this is a sign that DH Games are 100% willing to allow more events that give free-to-play players Masters Toolboxes. And that means, if you're a free-to-play player, I would not encourage you to spend a lot of wishing coins, because these will be available in the future in different events, because it shows a change of mindset in DH Games, with them now wanting to reward free-to-play players with Masters Toolboxes, something they before were not willing to do. So be thankful that this is now available. Go with my advice when it comes to how many wishing coins you should use, and if you want to go absolutely nuts on this event, don't let me stop you, but it is definitely not recommended, as at the end of the day, you are not going to pick up an artifact, and I guess if you really were going to spend like heck, then yeah, sure, okay, that's going to get you 200 star points, and yeah, you might be able to get double rewards and double your mysterious artifact selection chest, but do remember, the double rewards package does not double the number of star points you get. And I just want to stress that for you, because it's true. That is the case. So don't expect to get double of these. It's double of the thing on the left, not the star points on the right. This is not the same as an Imps Adventure event. Either way, that's this week's event. Not much more to it apart from the Star Mall, and the only other thing to talk about is mysterious chests. And let me just leave you with this, that if you want to go ahead and buy all these things, you can. I would avoid the Elite Hero Shard, because Dust and Elite Hero Shards is not really worth 4,000 gems. Skins are great, because it lets you get legendary skins. Profit Orbs for this price are great. Heroic Summon Scrolls for this price are great. And the 8,000 gem package, your default position should be to buy this, because these 3 rewards are fantastic, especially Glorious Relics and Guild Coins. It is only if you are advanced enough in the game that you're aware you don't necessarily want to be buying this many guild coins for 8,000 gems that I would then bypass this package entirely. Also, do bear in mind, since the addition of things like Star Expedition and all the guild settlement and all the other new things the guild has, well, they've been in the game for quite a while now, but you know what I mean. There's lots of different ways now to get guild coins that don't involve you spending a whopping 8,000 gems. So unless you've got all these gems to spend, or you're a new player that needs to push themselves ahead and you really want to get yourself another copy of Carry, for example, then maybe this is worth it. But realistically, I know there's a few of you that will not buy that 8,000 chest, but generally, if you're a new player, your default position should be buy this if you can, and if you can't, well, obviously it's not really a choice. You just don't have the gems, and you should definitely be saving. So there you go. Let's look at the event preview for next week. We have the Hero Lottery, so it means we have a Heroic Summon event, and we will be getting, it's probably one of these choose your own hero events. I think it's definitely one of those because it's a new Transcendence hero. Mockman is becoming Transcended. You can buy him from the altar. You'll also be able to buy Seer if you want to build Sword Flash. We'll also have at our disposal Palace of Eternity and Palace of Crystal, which is nice. And the Call of Stars is here, which means Mockman is getting Transcended. So more on him next week, and if you want to catch that video, join us by hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you here next time. Don't forget, guys, I'm doing a lovely stream over on Twitch today, so if you're watching this and it is Friday, and this is the day that this video came out, please hit the follow button on our Twitch channel and go check out some of our streams over there, because we'll be doing a nice big long stream on Twitch tomorrow, so hopefully catch you there. And then either way, folks, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course, happy idling.